Do you find you don't have enough time in your day? The days seem to just roll into weeks and months and you're not getting anything done? Are you full of distractions and other people taking away your time? Do you believe in this thing called time management? Well, that's the problem right there. So in this week's episode, I'm going to help you to get more done with less. Hi, this is Grant Herbert, leadership and sustainable performance coach. And today I want to continue our conversation in those professional shifts by helping you to be more productive. The whole topic of time management, it needs to be revised. In fact, it needs to be left behind in the 90s where it belongs, because time is not something that you or I can manage. Whether you believe in, God, Mother Nature, some other being that is in control of time or not, it's up to them. You're only going to get 24 hours in a day. In fact, for some reason, I seem to remember that I learnt once that there's 28 hours a day on Mars. So even if you move to Mars, you've got a finite amount of time. So managing time is not where it's at. You're not able to turn the clock back and trick anyone. It keeps moving forward, and it's still that amount of bandwidth that you've got in every single day. So the first thing I want to do to help you with your positioning is to shift your focus. And the shift we're going to do here is to go from looking through a lens of time to outcomes. At the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to look at, well, what did I get done? And what is the result? It's not about just being busy. We all wear busy as a badge. It's up there with stressed and all those other ones that we just wear all the time. And being busy is not where it's at either. Just because you're doing something doesn't mean you're producing an outcome. So what I want to do is just take you through what it is that you actually need to focus on. Because I said, it's not about managing time. So what I need to do now is replace it with what is it about managing? And there's three things. Let's have a chat about them. So the first thing that you're able to manage are your priorities. The reason why most of us look at the end of the day and go, I didn't get done what I wanted to get done, is we didn't get the things done that were important to us. We allowed all those other distractions and other people's tasks that come into our inbox and everything else to consume our day. So by making this first shift into priority management, starting with in your thinking, in your mindset, will help you to make sure that you're focusing on the things that you want to focus on and be able to do all those other things or delegate them to somebody else. So to get your priorities right, you need to firstly realize that they're got to be your priorities. I mean, everyone's got priorities. I love it when people leave a voicemail message and they say, if it's urgent, ring this. They give them the mobile number. Well, let me tell you, for everybody else in the world, what they want to do with you at that particular time is urgent to them. So it's not about doing that and keeping, things out there that are urgent. It's about getting the things done that are going to shift the needle and move you forward to where you want to go. Now, to do that, we obviously need to go back to our identity shift, and we need to make sure that we do the work to understand what our true values are, what is most important to us, so that then we've got that lens that we can look through what we could do in a day and see if they actually fit within what it is that's important to us. Now, I know that when you're working for someone else, whether it be employed or like I do, working for a client, they have a result that you want to do and that they're paying you for, and that's okay. However, the way that that is done in line with all your priorities is what I'm talking about here. Rather than working to other people's deadlines because they haven't done what they said they were going to do, etc. All those things that you and I have navigated for many years, that's what's going to hold you back. So get your priorities straight. What's most important to you? What's most important in a project to get done so that we can take that next step? The second area that we can manage is our environment. You know, there are so many things that we could let distract us on a daily basis, and we do, because of procrastination strategies or comfort activities that we might want to do to stop us from doing the things that are going to move us forward, and for the fact that it's just busy. This super VUCA world that's so volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous throws stuff at us every single day. So removing distraction, having an environment where you know where everything is, being able to set boundaries around what you allow to come into that environment, having an environment that is conducive to you being able to do the work. All these things are important. I think of a air traffic controller, a role that I never want to do. Right? For me, I'm not sure that that's my forte. But the air traffic controller sets the environment in the sky so that he's able to, or she is able to, see every single plane where they are. So everything there is on the board and on the radar screen. And that environment allows planes to land and come in. And look, I know, just like me, that you are not all that happy when we get an announcement to say we're going to be delayed and we have to slow down or do 57 laps of the airport before we land. But at the end of the day, that environment is controlled so that there's safety, so that there's the result that we want. So that's the second thing. Control your environment, manage that. Look at what distractions you need to remove, and do that starting with you. Where do you distract yourself with your thoughts, with your inner dialogue that's not healthy? And the third area that you can manage, and I believe the most important, and the other two are very much involved in this as well, and that is your energy. Energy is a finite resource. We talked about this in performance, that brain-body balance, being able to make sure that there is enough energy at the end of the day to be who you need to be in every area of your life. So this is something that you can manage. There are things that will suck your energy, that will take it away. In the work that I do in behavioral profiling, I help people to understand what their natural style is, and therefore look at things that they're doing in their role which are able to be done but would take more energy. So they need to be done in a way that's a lot more sustainable. And they need to have an environment of support around that as well. So looking at those things and being able to shift those and get the support you need, or do them in certain parts of the day where you are more creative, where you feel like you've got more energy, etc. Being able to be in control of your thought life and to manage your responses to what goes on internally. Your emotions definitely come into this as well, because it's not just the physical energy that is tapped. It's the emotional energy, the mental energy as well. Making sure that you are well hydrated, making sure that you move and that you're not sitting all day. All these things that I know you know, they're the things that will help you to have more energy to do what it is that you need to do. When you are in a position of optimal performance, you're able to get more done. And that's what we're looking at doing. You know, whether it's the best performance car in the world, it still needs fuel. It still needs pit stops. It still needs a pit crew to help it to get what it needs to get done. So conserve that energy. Be really stingy with who you allowed to take it away from you. So there you have it. 3 things that you focus on to help you to go from time to outcomes: your priorities, your environment, and your energy. Well, that's it from me for another week. Join me again next week when we continue this conversation in the 9 crucial shifts for leaders by moving into the people leadership area. I'll see you then.